Welcome to another demo from fitgauges.com. Today we're showing you the fuel gauge. Let's start with the S keys down the left hand side. So S2 to S5 on this gauge are not used, and you're free to program those within SPAD.neXt as you see fit. S1 is used to change the scale of the gallons per hour, and currently it's showing 0 to 40, which is a pretty good range for a Cessna. And if I click the scale button, S1, it changes to the next level up, which is 0 to 400, and that's pretty good for twin engines and slightly larger aircraft. And when you click the gauge again, we've now got a scale of 0 to 4,000 gallons per hour, and that's useful for jet airliners and something similar to that. So let's put that back to the Cessna. And now S6 is used to change the displayed tanks in the main gauge area. So we're currently displaying the main left and right tanks, left and right gauges here. If we hit S6, that will now change to auxiliary left and right tanks. I obviously don't have any on the Cessna, and you can see the red lights coming on because the fuel is low. We go to the next tank, we've got tip, left and right. Once again, I don't have those tanks. Center 1 and 2. And we have center 3 and selected tanks within the flight simulator, so that is showing me the overall percentage of my fuel for all tanks. Press S6 one more time, and then that's showing me external tanks 1 and 2, which once again I don't have on this particular aircraft. Now, going into the menu, the LED indicates the nearest hardware control for the menu, which is the right dial. If I flick the right dial, the first option is instructions. So with the left dial, I can toggle the instructions on and off, and it basically gives me an overview of what the various different menu functions do. I can toggle that back off with the left dial. Right dial, toggle again to get me to side buttons, and then left dial changes and toggles that function on and off. Now, this enables you to program labels within SPAD.neXt, and you can configure the buttons to do whatever you like as well in SPAD.neXt. If you override the functions for S1 and S6, it's not a major problem because you can access those functions through the next few menu options. So we press the right dial once more to get us to the next option, which is the fuel flow scale control. Toggling the left dial, we can see that that will change the various different scales within the gallons per hour. The next option in the menu is fuel tank, and once again this enables you to select the fuel tank, so you're no longer dependent on having these S1s and S6 keys programmed within SPAD. You can just use the menu options to actually control these functions, and then when you exit back out, you can see that the buttons and labels that I've turned on will appear over the top, and I can still access those scales by going into the menus, and I can control the various different scales. Now these scales are saved in your profile, so if you have a jet and you want to set the scale to 4,000, and that will be saved in your jet profile at 4,000, and then when you change this in a different profile for a Cessna at say 40 gallons per hour, that will be saved in your profile as well, so you can have profile specific settings within the gauge. And that's big thanks to SPAD.neXt. And that concludes the demo for the fuel gauge. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check back for more demos soon. Thank you.